back to the channel. This is Football Temple brought to you by Azar Studios. If this is your first time here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Onkani Sam and the Bishop joins me on set. And Temple Gist today, we'll be discussing other transfers rather in the Nations League. Lamine's Yamal's issue. What is the boy turning into? Bad boy at 16, at 17. He'll be turning 18 soon and will be signing a new contract. And of course, there's a new sheriff in sports. His name is Thomas Frank. But before we go deep into the conversation, like I always do, I've got a quiz for my guys in the studio. The FIFA Club World Cup starts in a couple of days. And my question is this, very simple, guys. Are you ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
We're ready.
Which player has won the most FIFA Club World Cup and how many has this player won?
I think it should be a Madrid player.
Okay.
It should be a Madrid player.
Well, we are going somewhere.
Modric.
Modric, yeah. Look at Modric.
Luka Modric, yeah.
Look at Modric. Well, my guys have said look at Modric. I'm not going to give them a second option because once you they will get it. But of course, the answer is not Luka Modric. Let's hear from you in the comment section. Which player do you think has won the most FIFA Club World Cup? The player, of course, is a Madrid player. Used to be a Real Madrid player. And how many has this player won? Just to give you a hint, the player won 6. 5 with Real Madrid and 1 with another club that is not Real Madrid. You know knows that question, but I will not go there. Let's go straight into the conversation. Let's start with the Nations League. We all saw the final, fantastic final. Well, it was fantastic, yeah. 2-2 ended after, of course, 120 minutes of football and then penalty shootout to decide. And when it mattered most, Alvaro Morata led the people of Spain down. But let's start with Portugal and Kani Sam. Fantastic.
Yeah, amazing team. I think it's one thing that we don't talk about so much, and it's one thing that's been so consistent over the years. Sincerely speaking, they've been doing some amazing things. It was just crazy that it was a battle between an octogenarian and not even a Gen Z, a Gen Alpha. No, Gen Alpha, yeah. I mean, an Alpha, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a Gen
Z. I think an Alpha. Yeah, not a Gen Z. And what I like so much about the whole thing is the passion, the love,
the drive. You understand? These guys know what they're doing, and they give all their best. Sincerely speaking, I was thinking it was going to be a one-sided final. I was expecting Spain to throw, you understand, that day. And when the game started, it was an equal game. It was, I mean, pound to pound, flesh for flesh, everything was almost at par. Nobody was superior, no matter how you want to look at it. Nobody was dominant. Yeah, absolutely. And first goal scored by Oyarzabal, if I'm not mistaken.
First goal scored by
Oyarzabal.
Zubimendi.
Okay, Zubimendi. The second goal that
One club's
scored.
target.
Yeah. Zubimendi scored the first goal. Amazing goal.
It came from Yamal as usual, the usual suspect. Then I think that was the end. After that, Yamal was locked all through the game. We didn't see Yamal again. And but the whole thing, an amazing competition.
And it's good to see the kind of passion Ronaldo always have playing football.
Even
at this age, 40 years, won practically everything. Unfortunately, he might not win the World Cup. He might not. I'm not saying he's going to win the World Cup because most likely he's going to next World Cup. Of course, and the passion he plays with.
Just
you know the good thing.
Yeah.
He knows when he's tapped out. Because he said I think at 8 or 8 something minutes, he was gone. And he asked to be substituted. That's how big he is. Imagine a player get to a point where now he go talk, say, substitute.
Martinez, just take me off.
But I think the Nation League that was highly criticized, the Nation League that we felt it was an honest competition, is becoming a competition that we begin to cherish.
Yeah.
We're seeing the I was thinking they're going to use it to probably give French players opportunity to express their talent, so that they will progress to probably main competition. But somehow it doesn't become a main competition. Everybody wants to win. I think last time Spain won it, right?
Yeah, Spain won the last one.
They wanted to win it back to back.
They would have won it 3 times. They lost to Portugal.
Okay,
won it last time out.
Yeah.
And then lost again to Portugal. Portugal, their nemesis, unfortunately. But to look at it from this point of view, I think let's be realistic, man. Winning is contagious. You know, most of the Portuguese players play for PSG in pivotal positions. And they came into that final, knowing that they would just won a trophy at that same stadium not too long ago, you know. Look at João Neves, look at Vitinha, Nuno Mendes as well. These guys understand what it means to win. And the way they played was unbelievable. You wouldn't have believed at this level, you know, not most of them are, I don't think I've gone up to 10 caps for the national team. But to play at this level and play at this height, you know, tells the whole story, you know. And there seems to be a driving force, Ronaldo. He wants more, so he pushes the boys. I watched. If you watched towards the ending of the extra time, it was Ronaldo pushing the boys beyond their limits. They were tired legs, they were jaded, they were at some point obnoxious because I don't know how some players completed that game, but he kept on pushing them to the next level.
You spoke about Paris Saint-Germain players.
Yeah.
And I want to bring out one player, Vitinha. Fantastic season, the 25-year-old has had this, of course, in the past season. If you put with the Nations League, we don't know whether the Club World Cup is still this season or we are going into the next season. But now this guy has won everything club-wise with Paris Saint-Germain. He's now won the Nations League. Is it in the conversation?
Every time he's played against
that he has competed for.
Is it now in the conversation that because Toni Kroos said
he's not the only person. If I want to talk about that,
Toni Kroos said something that
Nuno as well.
is being biased for a midfielder. But if you look at Vitinha, hand him the Ballon d'Or.
Now you come back to
what we discussed about here when we talk about what's his name, Hakimi. We say how come goals are the major determining factor when it comes to awarding individual awards.
Absolutely.
How comes now he's come back to? I think probably he watched our last podcast because this one we tried to address. We said, look, spell out this thing. It shouldn't be goals.
Spread
alone.
the tentacles.
It should be the goals alone. I mean, something happened before the goals. A lot of things normally happen.
They were build up. They were assists.
You could even score the easiest of all goals. Like the goal, take it or leave it. I can score the goal. Hakimi scored in that final. He was just him and the post.
Yakubu
We'll try this out sometime. Hopefully,
everybody will say
take note. We'll try this out sometime.
We will play a friendly match.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love where the debate is going to. Let's start looking at other aspects of the game. Look, goals is not the only thing that we should be considering.
Like
I said, if we're going to take away goals, sincerely speaking, we might not be talking. Fine, we'll talk about Hakimi, but we're not going to talk about him like,
he's done and dusted already because we look at the whole contribution. So I know that we're looking at issues from other angles. Like you said, it's not going to be out of place to talk about him.
Yes,
it's not going to be out of place completely.
I know he's going to be among the top, probably
top 10.
He's certainly going to make top 10 and well deserved. And it's not out of place for him to even contend for the main Ballon. As it stands right now, right, you cannot say this is who is going to be the winner. You cannot hit
clear favorite.
Yeah, you can't. There's no clear favorite.
Let me
Dembele
is there. Even the Lamine is there. Yeah, we'll come back to
outside chance for a Mo Salah.
Who knows?
No, he's not about Mo Salah. No,
unfortunately, he was not. If he was playing at the Club World Cup, I would say it was an outside chance. But unfortunately, he's not playing there. But anyway, let's look at this from this point of view. This is a Vitinha who couldn't get a first team start at Wolverhampton Wanderers a few years ago. He struggled playing with the physicality of the Premier League, but when he came into the league in the French league, it was like eyes on water. Simple,
They didn't miss without a 1B.
Absolutely, he didn't need to what I love about his game is he's not trying to be too elaborate, and that's what it is. Just do your thing. Pick the ball, spot the pass. Yeah. He's not the I want to give a pass that will break the wall like the one he gave to Emiliano Due that is square play for Hakimi. It was just a simple square. Someone wanted to do, let me get to Hakimi and then try to do the impossible. Simple. Just see. I love the fact that he's playing to his strength. Basics. Get the ball, distribute. Get the ball, distribute. And I listened to of course, the president of Paris Saint-Germain after that game, and I was like, wow, people don't say he's the unsung hero. Nobody seems to be you can't do it. You can't. Nobody know what that guy has done.
I think it would be hard to pick an unsung hero in that
in the Paris Saint-Germain squad.
Yeah, it would be hard to pick an unsung hero. Like, why we're talking about this thing, because good number of them are playing for Portugal. What will we talk about Nuno Mendes? Practically everybody that Nuno Mendes is mad. Now that's the issue. Like
Salah,
I talk about
pocket,
Salah,
Lamine, pocketed.
Saka, pocket.
Even Saka, he don't only pocket Saka. He mentioned Saka.
He had some chance that he threw away anyway. But let's not be too guy on Saka.
But here is it right. They have an amazing team completely.
Yeah,
crazy stuff. Like I said, after they won it on Sunday, I said, look, these guys are winning trophy every 2 weeks.
Nuno,
Vitinha, they won the.
And guess what? I expect you guys to mention. I know he's talking about it. Yamal was playing out position completely.
Right back.
He played right back. And I was like, dude, I have to go back and take.
Is this guy a right back?
He's a midfielder.
He's something, of course, now I know he's a midfielder.
But the boy's energy is crazy.
What are you talking about? And without look,
his energy is out of this world.
And he reminds me of how he denied Merino from scoring.
A clear
chance. All they do was just run and ensure that he's there around there. He doesn't.
Now these guys are playing right. They are almost at par. They are inseparable. You cannot say this is separating this from that because I mean, so if you're talking about that, you can equally mention Nuno. If you're talking about considering.
Now maybe I'm going ahead of myself. I think that we can throw Portugal in the mix of the team that can win the World Cup next year.
Fact.
Because
I'm not going to debate that.
Because at the end of the day, there's a mixture of there's a blend of youth and experience.
Do you think Portugal are in that round?
Oh yes, they have. They've thrown themselves into that mix automatically with the performance I saw with the Nations League. Maybe I'm talking too early,
my clear favorite.
but they have thrown themselves into that mix.
No, I'm talking about.
No,
I said Spain were my clear
favorite. That game. But the way they nullified Spain.
Now going to Spain,
I expected a one-sided game.
I did as well. I thought the youthfulness of Spain would just run them over and have it.
Let's go to Spain. Let's talk about De La Fuente, the coach of De La Furia Roja. Now, 2 mistakes he made in the semi-final game. That they almost lost to France, took out Pedri, and the spine of the Spanish midfield collapsed.
Yeah.
And France came from 3 goals down,
from 4-1
down to almost draw.
Yeah.
Now, in the final, it made the same mistake. taking out Pedri again, and then Portugal grew stronger into the game. Now, possibly because somehow, somewhere in De La Fuente's head, he feels that he has this thing wrapped around his head and he can play with this team. Or it's more of Portugal being a superior team.
No, I don't think so. See, I think it's about protecting Pedri. The boy,
Protecting Pedri?
yeah, look at the games he's played.
What are you protecting him for? He has no club World Cup to play.
Oh, he's played so many games this season, man.
No.
played so
See,
many
I
games
understand
When
that,
you take
right?
out a player and he almost costs you a match.
I know
Man.
it's I know it's tactically wrong. I'm not talking about how tactical. I'm not saying what the head of the coach. If he's got before that can at least put in a shift at least. Don't forget him. He took him in the ATM and thinking that his boys could see it out. That was the belief.
And then when he left the field of play,
scored 3 goals in 11 minutes.
When Pedri left the field of play in the final, Spain had nothing going for
It collapsed.
No, nothing.
An absolute collapse.
Now that now brings us back to what we spoke about earlier. This team are almost at par, and because they're at par, you don't gamble.
I quite agree.
You can
We
only
thought they were
gamble-
not at par,
You can
but the
only
match
gamble,
showed us
yes,
they were at par.
that they are at par. So you
Yeah.
can only gamble when you're not at par with the team, sincerely speaking. But if you're at par with the team, if you gamble, you're going to pay for it daily. And that's what they pay for daily. Because, like I said, I couldn't just wrap my head around it. How can...
Take out Gavi.
I'm funny
The
enough,
best player
I think
so
before that match, I hugely underrated Portugal. I never saw what... I mean,
You
what
said
I saw that day.
I told everybody who could listen to me in any platform in this world
Yeah.
that it will be a one-sided final. That the boys.
Me,
will
I
not-
didn't say it anyway.
You've never liked Portugal.
No, come on, man. I'm a big fan of Ronaldo. And you know that.
You're a big fan of Ronaldo.
Exactly.
Does not mean you
So,
like
but
Portugal.
the truth-
essentially,
the
You
truth-
don't fancy
the truth-
Portugal. You only fancy Ronaldo.
the guys are they're the greatest achiever in the world. So close yet so far. This is a fantastic. I remember the day when they had the Luis Figos of this world and they got so close. And then what happened?
Good to see them winning finally, though.
Greastes.
Good to see them winning finally. Good to see them
Absolutely.
win finally.
But
I think that's most
I
important.
think we should give Luis De La Fuente his flowers. If he had won this
He's been
final, he would have been,
consistent, yeah.
he would have been the
He's
first
been
manager to win his first 3
Finals, right?
competitions. This guy got to the finals of the Nations League last time out.
Won the Euros.
Won the Euros. Now it's in the final again. In the mouth of many pundits, the favorite to win the World Cup even before the Nations League was Spain.
Yeah, but you know the funniest thing? We have a Spanish team right now that is not start today.
But it's youthful.
You understand? It's not stars today. You know, before now,
there's a future there.
the Spanish
Before
team
now.
we used to have we start
Start to
today.
the player,
Yeah.
but now they have youthful,
But now-
great superstars.
Now, so what
In the
keeps-
making.
you know
Potential
what?
superstars.
in the making.
Now, what keeps surprising me is how they've been able to play this wonderfully well.
It's De La Fuente.
You
And I'll
understand?
tell you how.
Now,
He was promoted from the under 21
Where he
with
had
these
worked with
same
Nico,
boys.
Pedri,
When he got the
Gavi,
job, what he did was ease out the team
Old
there.
guard.
The
He
old
left
guard.
only one player who cost him
Alvaro
last
Morata.
time. But forgive him that. That's why he helped him win the Nations League and won the World Cup. And he got look at them, 21, 20, Pedri, Gavi, Nico, Yamal. You know, the other player is Morata because he's playing at the top 9. You go to Arzabal, young players.
Olmo.
Halston, who just got a breakout season with Bournemouth, the man has picked him up and thrown him to the mix. That's a man who believes in youth.
He could have been Eric
No.
Chell.
Now the thing is this, right? It means it's all about the big name. It
Yeah.
means if you know what to do, if you have a good coach, right? It's not about. So I'm trying to just look at it. I just want to
Please
put it
don't
side
bring
by
it down
side.
to the Super Eagles. No. Let's not
Because-
even bring it down to
Well,
the Super
okay,
Eagles.
I
Because
understand, but
in
you
the
just
Super
have to
Eagles,
do-
we have superstars.
See.
Or don't we have?
See,
Somehow,
okay, here is
break
it, right?
some people
Ahmed
believe they're
Musa.
superstars. Some believe they're
No,
superstars.
I'm
But
coming.
let's focus. Let's focus.
So here is it, right? When you have a system that works,
Yeah.
transition is not going to be a problem. Look at the transition. Then now, okay, these guys have worked with these guys from a different level.
At different
The
level.
transition with him to this
It's
level,
too much.
and it becomes
When
so
he got the job, there was
so
a lot of
easy.
Okay,
let
when
me-
he got the
let
job,
me-
the fans were even
Let
scared.
me ask a
They were like,
question.
why
So-
De La Fuente?
Okay,
Funny
listen,
enough,
wait.
funny enough,
Let me ask a
I know, I'm
question.
just coming. Let me just say one thing. Funny enough, good number of persons don't know who the Spanish team coach is up to now.
Okay.
Let me,
Good number of
before I get to I
enthusiasts.
don't want to say one thing. See, he just simply, he does one thing that I will tell every coach in this world to do. Play to the strength of the players you've got. Don't come and tell me I'm a tiki-taka coach. I go to a coach, a team that has Achebi, has Mkhitaryan, and you want to play tiki-taka.
No.
Play to the
All
strength
right.
of what you've got.
Now bringing down this question down back home here in Nigeria. If you say we should promote coaches and from the national team, if we
No,
promote,
we don't have a system.
I'm
Let's not go
going
there.
somewhere.
Do we have a system?
If we
don't have a
promote, if we
system.
promote a
No.
Manu Garba
No, we
to
don't
the
have a
Super
system.
Eagles.
No, we don't have a system.
Okay.
Now, if you have a working system, I'll buy
then
everything.
it's easy.
But we don't have a working. So let's not even go there
We've seen,
completely.
okay, let me give you an example. We've seen coach Senegal, Cisse, moved up, succeed. Now, the new coach for Senegal, who got the first victory against Senegal, against England, first about him in 22 outings, is a man who coached what? The team who played in the championship, that's called the Chan, and won. They promoted the man into the team. And this man have not lost since he took over.
Well,
So when you have a system that
let's still
works,
stick to
it's
the
easy to
let's
do a
still
lot
stick
of
to the
things.
Euros.
So it's
Yeah.
system that
But
works.
let's go to Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Now, during the trophy presentation, something happened. Something ugly.
Mm.
Well, I don't know if on my own part, players have a right to either do what they want to do and not do.
Is that right?
It's my own,
That's not right,
because if I lose, the way you will receive it is different. But of course, be a
Brother
sportman,
skipper.
do what is needful and
Right,
the rest.
yeah.
But while the trophy was being presented, Lamine Yamal did something. While the Spanish players applauded the Portuguese players, he walked away.
Now here is it right. See, don't say you have the right to do what you want to do.
You live in a regulated environment. There are rules and regulations. There are
So
policies.
you role model.
No, not even that.
Yeah,
Still, no, not even.
But don't take players as role model.
I want him to finish.
No, not about role model, right?
Like when you walk into this studio right now, there are
Those
do's
are
and
don'ts,
don'ts,
absolutely.
right now. It is natural that when a team win, the losing team stays to applaud them when
But
they
it's not
receive
in
their
the
trophy.
books.
No, that's the standard.
No, but it's
It's
not
not
in the
in the
books.
books.
That's what we're going
Anywhere.
to. Because even
It's
when
on the books.
even
That was
when-
that's what the
Organizer, let me
that was
clarify
the point that the
something.
coach
Wait,
said.
calm down.
I'm
Please let
coming
me clarify
now.
something.
Okay.
Organizer. While Liverpool had the guard of honor,
But just
let's remember, not all players on Chelsea's team clapped.
Absolutely.
Not the Madueke did not clap. Cole Palmer
No,
also did not clap. No,
here
I'm going
is it.
somewhere because
So
this
even-
is something that happens
Let me
naturally.
even what
But
we
it's
said.
not
In that
no,
game
no,
against
no, no.
in that game against Crystal Palace, they gave Crystal Palace a guard of honor. Crystal Palace gave them a guard of honor.
No, no,
Some
no.
people don't even give Crystal Palace. Tell you the FA Cup.
No, here is it. Give a guard the honor, right? The what's it called? Noni was seeing the guard. He was.
Yes, he was. But
we
he
didn't
did not
say-
clap while they
we
were
didn't say
going in.
Lamine stay and clap. The rules say, look, there are rules. No.
Or written rules.
Simple unwritten rules, right? It says, look, when you're enjoying yours, people did the same
Yeah,
thing.
people clap for it.
So what are we talking about here? We're not saying you must even clap.
Be there.
Don't be
It's
there.
not everybody that clap.
He singled out right now because he
walked
didn't
away.
just clap.
He walked away.
walked away. Now at this age, I understand. Look, at
17.
the age of 17, I can't remember where I was or what I was even doing completely.
So you want to
If-
excuse him?
It's
I'm
like,
not going to
why
excuse
should I
him.
For-
stay here?
for-
Let me
no,
know.
the
Let me
guy
know.
is-
I'm
the
not
guy
gonna
can't-
excuse-
the guy-
I'm not
the
gonna
guy can't
excuse
go
his
to
age.
prison.
No, I'm not.
He
I
will
am-
take him to. He can't go to prison. He can't be held for his
Can't even drive a car right now. On his
Oh, absolutely.
as I speak
With
to
the
you
whole money
right
has mother will keep it for him
now.
until he's 18.
No, but imagine me earning $32,000 every week at the age of 17.
He's not seeing fiscal cash. His mother is.
Whatsoever it is,
whatsoever
imagine me
it
knowing
is,
that I
it's
have that
money.
comfort, that luxury of $2,000,
Wow, that's
and I'm
huge.
even earning that amount because of my age. I know that by the time I hit 18,
18,
a lot is going to change
over-
What will
over-
completely.
happen in the next 28 days?
So
Yes.
how will I behave? And imagine probably I'm not lucky enough to have the right people around me say, you know what, you need to calm down.
Calm down.
You need to calm down. Then at that aside, imagine my success on the field of play. I've dominated practically every competition I've been part of.
Now, let me-
At the age of 17,
Yeah.
nobody has played the number of minutes. At the age of
Lamine-
17,
Lamine has played.
I'm coming. Messi has played just 70 minutes.
Yes.
Ronaldo has played 1,080 minutes.
But this boy has gone all
Lamine
the
has
way.
played close to 3,000
Won
minutes.
2 tournaments for his national team.
He has played 21.
He
Yeah.
won 2 trophies with
Yeah,
Barcelona
but
last
not-
I'm
season.
coming.
yes.
He has played 21 times for the Spanish national team.
He has scored 6 times, assisted 9
Nine.
times,
Winning
15
the
goals
Euros.
contribution,
Winning the Euros.
winning the Euros.
At the age of 17.
In Barcelona, he has played about 120 or so games.
Yeah.
Three
So
seasons-
at that age,
three
age
seasons with
17,
Barcelona.
now, fine, I understand. I've been seeing argument.
Argument,
At
not
that
argument.
age, no, at that age, not that age particularly. At that
That
age
level,
of 18,
yes.
Ronaldo has an amazing achievement. But we're talking about 17, we've never seen that kind of thing. So, see, it is natural that if he is not taking, you get certain things wrong. I wouldn't want to excuse any juvenile behavior. That blah blah.
He's quite
Look,
young.
it was wrong for him to to work out for that. This thing. He's not the only person that lose. It was a team
Lost,
that
yeah,
lose. You
yeah.
understand? And it's normal. You've actually tasted victory before.
this competition
Somebody appreciated you. Somebody clapped for you. Nobody said fine. Whether it's written or not written, it's a different thing completely. But if they say this is what we're supposed to do to the teams that win, come on, just do it. Walking away has actually garnered wrong reaction for him.
Should I
Wrong.
play the devil's advocate? Now I'll take you back to 2 years ago in 2022, I think so. 2022 when the Qatar World Cup, when Morocco,
Yeah.
when Morocco
Okay.
beat
2022,
Spain.
yeah.
2022 World Cup.
Man was in the junior team of Spain, and he pulled out a Morocco jersey. I was making a joke out of his teammates. Then he was too young. I quite agree with you. But he was making a joke out of them, and everybody like, oh, he's a young boy. How would he be laughing so hard when a Morocco jersey? Say the boy, I don't. But I think, but people say in the eastern part of Nigeria, say it's from clap. That's
Down the start,
He's done
yeah.
it one time now, 2 times.
2 times,
Now,
yeah.
I just wanted
It
to
could
call
be an
him.
attitude problem for him.
Absolutely, he's looking likely. Is that how Kyrgios started from? Oh no, look Kyrgios. He's just, he's just trying to get into the big league, and now he's the bad boy of tennis. We don't hope that this talent we are seeing does not
water down by attitude.
absolutely.
Essentially, just say this right now. This is this right now, right? He's here right now with this kind of attitude.
If the right thing is not done, it's going to be crazy.
Somebody
Here is it.
Somebody to put his arms around him
Here is
and
it.
tutor him.
Here is it. He's
Yeah,
going to be
Fabiola.
18. He's going to be 18 on the 18th of next month.
Absolutely,
right?
exactly.
And on that day, a new contract will be given to
On-
him.
handed over to
On
him.
the minimum, he's going to be the 4th highest paid player in Barcelona.
Minimum, yeah.
About £265,000 a week.
The boy is cooking.
But his manager, I mean, his
Agent is saying no.
he finished 8th on the Ballon d'Or last year.
That's
So
it.
make him the 8th
Eighth
highest
highest-
paid player in Europe, in the top 5 European league.
Yes.
Which means he might be earning as much as 420 million. I mean,
400,000
thousand a week.
A new Messi is
And that's
arising.
gonna
I think
be so.
Barcelona
so
are-
A new Messi is arising.
they don't.
Leg
What?
again.
A new
That's what
Messi
it's
is
talking
arising.
with Fati right now.
Yeah,
When-
because
When Fati turned 18, they gave him that same contract, 265.
And what value is Fati?
He is still
Monaco.
Injury came in.
Monaco.
No, that was the
His
issue.
level
No,
is now Monaco.
fine. And they're still paying him that amount because that contract is
That-
still
that-
there.
that-
Now
that
the issue is
confines
this,
the
right? If right now this is him,
Yeah.
what if all these things come? So without the right persons around him, there's going to be a problem. And I feel
Abdul
to make it even worse, right? The guy he's playing with his contemporary because
young
they're
guys.
slightly older than
That's
him.
just slightly.
So they wouldn't be able to say, "You guy, you know what? Come on, calm
Don't
down."
do this. The only person who can do it will not be
I
coming
think
back
the
in
danger
September,
is
Morata.
much because shortly after that game, too, I don't know if you saw that tweet from Nico.
Yeah.
7 July.
6 July 2027. 2026. Referring to the day that we play the final of World Cup.
Of the World Cup.
Yeah, he tweeted that after the game. I think either Pedri or Nico, one of them,
Stating that they will be back.
stating that they will be back
They'll be back.
on 6. On 6 July 2026.
Wow.
On the day the
They're
final
already looking ahead of
play.
it.
You
They'll
understand?
go for final.
That's how ambitious they are.
That's how.
So
No, I think I
without
love it for Spain. I love it for Spain that they believe in the squad they've got.
They believe it's too much. So
They're doing it now.
yeah,
They're
the
doing
defender
it.
was quite braggadocious, and I accept it. See, when a manager where everybody said no, don't give him the job, he gets the job, and he turns a cupcake into a bouquet. Man, come on, I'll go ballistic, man.
So problem for Lamine Yamal if he doesn't change,
Of course, he has to come down.
or is there, or is
Because
just
there's been
something we
issue
are-
already.
Or,
I've actually-
or let me put it this way:
He
are we
talks.
overflogging it?
Well, no. See,
Come
he just
on,
giving. No, here's it. I think the media too, right? The media
They
too,
play
right?
the social media.
Yeah.
If we touch social
The
media, it's
pressure
not
on
this
him.
viral.
The pressure,
Yeah.
because anything he says, because I think if I'm not mistaken, before
Before the final, I think he said something about the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
This happened in the final, and it became a problem.
that young boy is talking too much.
Expectation.
That young boy is talking
It's
too
ready
much.
to-
He's too disrespectful. Now the media has a way of amplifying what ought not to be
And
amplified.
also,
You
you remember the
understand?
next Ronaldo. You know, when it comes to Ballon d'Or and the Fabers,
You don't talk
he
about
played a role.
Ronaldo right now. Come on, he's
played-
barely 2
I'm
years
just saying,
older than
I'm
Ronaldo.
just- I'm just saying.
He has a very long way to go.
Yeah, but
right?
I'm just saying, because
that's
the
what I
press-
want.
the
Somebody
press
should
do
keep
not-
reminding him
Yeah,
that
exactly.
look, nothing is certain
He's
yet.
7.
Even Ronaldo, even Ronaldo
is
is 40.
Ronaldo's first son is 15. So
Yeah.
Lamal is just, I think, 2 or 3 years older than
Older
him
than
for
son,
now. Somebody should keep reminding him that, look, you know what?
You have a lot ahead.
That person is De La Fuente because he gave him his first opening shot.
I think so.
That person
Keep,
is De La Fuente.
keep you reminding him that, look, anything can go wrong if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Injury can come right now.
Now, it makes your
He
career.
came over. I
You've
want
seen
to
that with
next
Ansu
fast.
Fati.
Yeah.
You understand? Not just Ansu Fati. Come on, you can go back.
You can go back to Diaby and the rest of. There are so many talent that couldn't live up to expect.
Diaby.
Up to their ability.
Diaby at Arsenal.
Because of injury. So anything can go wrong. For now, young man, calm down, enjoy the success, and relax. You understand? You need someone that will keep talking to him. Forget about the noise. Forget about this thing. Just keep doing your job.
But let's go to come down to the English Premier League because there's a new sheriff in sports.
Yeah.
Ank Postecoglou has gone. The man delivered the European title, but what a way to send
He
him
doesn't
out.
still enough.
You know. Now, if you say it's not
18
enough,
days after
if you say it's not
It's
enough,
not. Fact.
what happens to a manager like Ruben Amorim?
He's new in the job.
Exactly.
Who is still in the job?
One more season.
I think that's the only reason why he's still
Yes,
there.
one more. That's why he's still there. One more season.
He hasn't played a full complete
It's
season.
a half season.
A
And
full
don't forget, they
season.
forced him to take the job. They told him, take it now, don't come.
But this man says,
So,
I
yeah.
win in my second season. And then
And
we'll
he
see
did
what
right.
happens
But
in the
come
third.
on, not in that manner.
Season
Not in
3.
that manner.
He'll do that in the back of his house.
Funny enough, I still want to make excuses. The
Emotional.
truth is this, right? The truth is this, right?
But the fans are not happy.
a
And the
lot-
players are not happy.
I
I
understand
understand that, but a lot cost him that.
the amount of injury that
Yeah,
that
it's
man
too much.
suffered.
But it's a part
But
of
even
the
at
game
that,
now. It's a part of the game.
look, arguably, Tottenham is among the top 10
Biggest club
In
in Europe.
Europe.
Not in England.
In Europe, their spending has been crazy.
If Arteta has
I've been
probably,
poor.
with all the noise, if Arteta finished 17, even if he wins that same trophy, Arteta might be going
No,
to.
they will not be. He will not be
Fact.
going.
He might be
will not be
going.
going. No.
I-
He will be
I
sent
say he
packing.
might be going.
He will return
Listen
to
to me
everything.
now, listen.
From that,
No,
but
listen,
they
he will be sent
will
packing.
take the trophy from him at the stadium and let him
fine.
return to the Emirates.
So that
They
is
will
where they
be
are
his
right now.
properties.
That is the status of the club.
How dare he?
You understand? Look, it would have been justified if he finished. Like I said, injury played a very important. And nobody don't talk about injury. You understand? Nobody don't talk about injury.
Because it happens to
At some
everybody.
point- At some point,
It happens to
everybody-
everybody.
No, but what happens to him was just crazy. At some point,
Yeah,
everybody,
was
Solanke,
At the point, he had no defense.
At the
At
point,
the
he
point, he
has
was
16-year-old,
bad
16-year-old playing in midfield. He gave back Vuval his
And so
debut.
these are
Gave
for
some
me,
people like,
Brian
injuries.
Gill.
for me, these are some of the things that we ought to have considered. Daniel Levy knows better. This is, I think, coach on that.
Let's be realistic. 22 losses.
22 losses in a common is too much.
can't
If
expand.
Arteta,
Funny
No,
enough,
no, no,
Not Norwich.
Funny enough, none of this top.
22.
If Maresca lost up to this number of games,
He'll be fired.
He'll be fired. Even if he wins either the Conference League or the this. So I think reason if you want to, in as much as you want to hold a brief for him, you want to play the
Devil's advocate.
advocate and say,
Yeah.
look, injury
was
play
the right
a pivotal
decision.
role. I think it's the right decision.
Where Thomas Frank, the new sheriff.
fantastic manager.
Is that not a downgrade?
He's a PE teacher.
Is that not a
I
downgrade?
was going there because
Is that not a downgrade?
So,
but,
no, let me explain.
was
to you why.
Postecoglou actually an upgrade also?
Because
Because
was also was a rush sign. They had to sign somebody. And Postecoglou just won the treble with Celtic and
See,
Celtic.
he might
They had
not
to
be,
get
he
him, but-
might not be an upgrade, right? But he wasn't a downgrade.
Exactly.
He wasn't a downgrade.
And the guy is more effective and efficient. Give it to the man.
Who?
Brentford, Frank.
Frank.
From the championship,
You know-
from the championship to the Premier League, and we
you know, he was assistant manager at some point.
Yes.
Then first team manager.
and then brought them up after a long
Brought
time.
them up.
Kept them here. And the way they play in the Premier League is astronomical. And Postecoglou had no pass record in the Premier League. It was just Celtic. When they had
the Australian
the Scottish
A-League.
League is Celtic as the other team. It's always like that.
It made me laugh.
But Thomas Frank, they say,
So it's an upgrade.
I'm not saying it's an upgrade.
Why are you asking Lady
I'm
about
saying
somebody
it is-
who's not actually tasted?
I'm saying it's better than I can say. It.
Now,
Let me tell you why. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, I'm
Hank is a
listening.
stubborn, rigid manager who wanted to play a certain way when it was not working. The high line, Chelsea practically were one for that game. Simple, not that way, but were tactical. Who gets the ball? Enzo. He plays it in front of the defender. Trust Jackson
See,
to be first to the ball.
okay,
and he
I've heard
scores.
you. I've heard you.
The guy
I've
was
heard you.
stubborn.
I've heard you. But in life, there's what we call precedence.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Educate me.
No, no.
Yeah,
Before you
I'll take you round.
No, before you go on. Now, also has established the fact that Thomas Frank
Is an upgrade.
is the better manager.
Yes,
than Hank Postecoglou
according to him.
For
According to him.
Spurs.
According to
And you
him.
disagree with this
Yeah,
statement?
completely. For me, it's a downgrade, and I can tell you that any day, anytime.
Please give
and
me
until
your-
he proves me otherwise, until he performs better than until he ends
I
up
don't
with
think he
a
lose to
trophy.
the two games.
He might not win to
Well, his first games against Arsenal in the preseason.
He might not lose to
But
it. He might not win.
Anything, even in his second year.
Yeah.
Because he has not won anything with this same team I'm
No,
talking
he has
about.
not.
He could even make it to Europe with this team.
Yeah.
And he had an opportunity to make it to the Euro. So let's not sound as if he's some sort of one high achiever.
But at this
now
point,
here's the
Tottenham
truth,
will
right?
take it.
I remember when Frank Lampard was doing so well with
Aston Villa, right?
No, Derby County.
Derby
David
County.
County, and before you know, you rushed him and
He didn't even come
came
up.
to Chelsea.
But he didn't come up.
He
At
came
least
to
Frank came up.
listen now.
Eh.
And we watched him, we saw what happened. Remember when Potter was
Graham
doing so
Potter
well
with,
with Brighton?
Brighton.
Back.
Rushed him
Chelsea.
to Chelsea.
And what happened?
Do you think Frank is doing well?
I'm listening to me now. Listen to him quietly. Right?
Two, I just to let me use this just two examples. Now, if you understand these two examples,
Okay.
right, you're going to understand where I'm headed.
I know where you're going to.
See,
It's a risk. It's a gamble.
no, there are coaches that are coaches for a certain kind of club.
Wow.
They'll always excel in a certain
In
kind
a
of
mid-level club.
In the mid-level club, there are no men
David
for
Moyes
clubs
of
like-
this world.
Now, if you're letting go and Postecoglou that suffered injury, look, if Frank Thomas has suffered kind of injury and
Postecoglou
suffered,
suffered.
he wouldn't have been, probably would have been talking about him going on relegation.
Yeah,
So what are we talking about? So what is the upgrade there? Now, if you suffer that kind of distance and you still win a trophy, look, you deserve some commendation. Now, with him, I'm saying he had almost all his squad intact, and he couldn't even get to Europe. And he's been there for years. That's not the good thing is, they win good number of games. At times they upset big
Almost
teams,
close,
and
but
that's
not-
all
not
since
here.
he came in.
Yeah.
Nothing so fine. I understand that they keep selling, they produce and sell, they produce and sell.
Absolutely. A lot of players have left.
I understand that very well, and I love their formula, right? But when you're talking about mid-table club, that guy fit a mid-table club. When you're talking about a club that have ambition, a title chasing club. Come on, don't call guys like Frank, because we've seen that happen. We've seen that over and over.
I think
and
what
over.
Tottenham needs is a rejig, someone who can make them walk. Those guys are lazy, lackluster, tired, jaded. And I think a PE teacher will do that. Trust me.
Nope.
Yeah, that's
Thomas
Frank.
Frank. Is the
No.
Is the squad now good enough?
No.
The squad is not bad.
It's not good enough.
No, it's not bad.
Not for the sports.
They can stand probably
Not for the
That's
sports.
wrong with Arsenal.
Wow.
Spurs.
far better
This
than
is a
Chelsea.
punch to my throat.
Tottenham Hotspur squad.
Wow.
Yeah, far better than Chelsea.
I disagree.
Chelsea.
You can disagree with me. I don't have issue with that.
Eh,
Just
okay,
go-
in terms of
let's start
player
from
for
defense.
player.
I want to hear what the fans will say.
Let's start from
Who-
goalkeeper.
who are
Vicario, who's
watching?
better than Vicario in Chelsea among Chelsea goalkeepers?
Vicario is a better goalkeeper, no doubt.
Simple.
Chelsea has
Let's go to the
disasters.
defense.
Lots of disasters.
Van der Beek,
Van der Beek.
Christian
Cristiano
Romero. Who's better than in the heart of Chelsea
I think
defense?
Who's better than these two
Kobe
guys?
looks like a player better than
It
Chelsea.
looks like it's not because you don't have any to show that it's better than these two guys.
But I think
No, I don't need to go
I'll
to-
pick Kobe
You
like
can
ahead of.
so you're struggling to
ahead
pick
of
over.
Romero.
Now listen to me.
Maybe not Van der
Listen
Beek,
to
but
me
ahead
now.
of Romero.
Yeah.
Listen to me now. I've called just 3 players, right?
You're struggling to pick one Chelsea player to fit into. You're not telling me that this guy is better. You will pick. You think you will pick.
You're not convinced that he's really better than him. So he says it all completely. It shows this team.
It's not
But
better.
if you go to
It's
Spurs
Arsenal.
midfield, it's a
It's far
flat
better.
midfield.
It's far better.
the midfield you're talking about, Madison, how many Chelsea players are better than Madison?
But he can't be fit. He can't be fit. So nobody
that
picks
is
an
where the
unfit
issue.
player.
Now I understand that your talent is as good as your availability.
Absolutely.
I understand that
Now you're
completely.
talking to me.
But we're talking about the talent. When he's fit, we saw what he has done over and over and over.
But when-
how many Chelsea midfielders are better than Sarr? How many Chelsea
No,
midfielders are
of course.
better than Bissouma?
Caicedo will beat Sarr.
Caicedo is the only guy in the Chelsea midfield that probably can.
So
what are we talking about?
Maybe a focus
Now,
Enzo Mares-
now,
Enzo
listen to
Fernandez.
me.
A focus
See,
one.
listen to me. You guys just agree with me.
Yeah.
That team is not bad. If Chelsea is where they are right now, so they can be where Chelsea
Better.
is
Okay.
right now. Same thing. That team is slightly above Chelsea and also above Arsenal. That is my conclusion.
But Frank is not the right man.
No, come on, he's the
Now, my concern is this, right? If you're letting go and eat Postecoglou, right, you would have gone for an established coach, somebody that you know has pedigree,
somebody that you know can give you
Who
a
is
better
the
result.
president of Tottenham Hotspur?
Danny Levy, of course.
A shrewd man. This is the best he could get.
Well, we now understand that the first signing for Thomas Frank will be to lure Brian Mbeumo to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Whether that will work, it's going to be a tough one. Champions League football, added motivation. Manchester United are not offering Champions League football.
Yeah.
Mbeumo has stalled on whether he wants to move over to Manchester United. But with his former manager now joining Spurs and with Champions League football guaranteed, it means that he might be moving to the Lily Whites and playing Champions League football at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Thanks so much, guys, for being a part of it. But remember, at the start of the show, I did ask my guys a question: that which player has won the most FIFA Club World Cup? Now they both said Luka Modric. It is not Luka Modric, and the answer is.
You should find out. Let the fans do the job. Let the fans do the job.
You,
Well,
okay, so
nothing
you
on my
want to give a second try?
No.
I think I got the answer, but let
me,
the
I don't know
fans
the
do
answer. Let me be very frank because I've been racking my head. Since the guy is no longer in
He's retired.
Madrid and retired. Then I can't place my hand on the person right now.
Of course, Temple Gist are brought to you by Azar Studios. Don't